So now we're getting on to the second part, which is item 2 is the nut. Draw out a baseline. There's the baseline. And we then offset that 20. Then we come up 6. Then we come up 38. Then we come down 19. And that last one, of course, is a center line. Now from here, we'll just pick the center line. We're going to offset that. Half of 72 is 36. And 36 plus 6.5 is 42.5. And 45 mil being half of 90. Let's just now mirror those 3 lines. Mirror those 3 lines about the center mark. Let's just check that I'm accurate. Okay, good. So that's essentially our outline. Let's once again mark that as a center line. And let's just delete the stuff I don't need. Now we'll just go through and we'll just remove that and remove that. I'm just copying what we're seeing in the text. Now once again I'll just mirror that center line. Drill 32, so that's 16 both ways, and oddly enough that's our I said it was an M36 by 4mm thread. So there's the 32, and let's just offset that by 2mm. That one can come out here, that one can come out there. Done. Now in there we've got a hole for a diameter 10 taper pin. Okay, I'm back again. I've actually lost everything and I've had to redraw it. I've cleaned up that collar on the hook so it looks okay now. There's the nut. I think that's about the point I was at. That's 19mm down. That I'll change to a center line. And let's just extend that out a bit. That hole in there has to fit an M10 taper pin. So what's a taper pin? I actually had a look and here's the spec. There's a symbol that has not been in the exam that I'd like you to know. Taper 1 in 50. The slope on that decreases. Every 50mm it decreases 1. Here you go, there's a taper reamer for finishing tapered holes, as you can see. M10 starts out 10. Overall length is 145, starts out 10, finishes 8mm, about 100mm later. So 100mm long, it disappears 2mm. Or 2 and a bit mil because that's 145mm long. Let's now start out with our taper. That's 90mm long. It should offset that 5mm up. For every 90mm, it decreases by 1.8 in diameter, which is 0.9. Done. So that is a taper pin, or 1 in 50 taper. Let's just select those 2 now and just remove them. Like so. There's our taper pin drawn in there. Now it says it's 95mm long. If I have a look again at our spec for a taper pin, radius is for a diameter 10, a 10mm radius on both ends. The length is 95mm with a 10mm radius on both ends. Technically that should not be exactly 10mm. I'll actually just bring those across 2.5mm. Let's just offset this by 2.5 as well. Comes out there. And that comes out to here. that's got a radius 10 end on it for the taper pin. Radius 10, which means that that's there. And I'm going to just, no, I can't invert that. So let's just, I was going to mirror that across, but that won't work. Radius 10, let's just draw in a radius 10 pin end from there to there. Now let's just clean it up. There is our taper pin with a 1 in 50 taper, like so. Let's just now clean this up. Done. There's our taper pin actually in the hole there. So let me just copy that so we don't lose it. Copy that and paste it up here. Hopefully that's still centered. Yep, still centered. Okay, so there's the nut drawn. I'll just extend that hole across, or the thread across. Okay, so there's the taper pin all drawn.